Yo, what's up guys? Garrett here, aka Mr. Good Touch, and today we're going to be talking about what types of weapons you should be running on all your builds. So first off, I can broadly say this for all stamina builds. You should be running dual daggers with precise trait, okay? Now the reason we do this is because you're either going to be running the Thief or the Shadow, basically on every stamina build, okay? So increasing your weapon crit, whether you're running Thief or Shadow, is going to give you the most optimal damage setup. Alright? So daggers, if you have them equipped, are going to passively, because of the Twin Blade and Blunt passive, are going to passively give you weapon critical, okay, just for having them equipped. Now when we stack that with the precise enchant, or the precise trait, we're just stacking these values up and up and up and up and up. That's again why we run Hundings and Night Mother. It's because we're just stacking this weapon critical up to an insane amount. So that's why you want dual daggers precise. Okay, back bar, all stamina builds, bow. Maelstrom bow if you have it. If you don't have the Maelstrom bow, you have the Master's bow. Use the Master's bow. You don't have a Master's bow, run whatever is going to be your shoulder set piece. Or if you're running Monster helms, just run a bow. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what bow. Just craft a V16 bow. You don't have to make it a set. Just have a bow. Uh, Trait isn't as important. I prefer sharpen, but precise or sharpen does work. Now enchants, okay, on your daggers. One always needs to be weapon damage. The other one, it can be crushing, it can be poison, it can be disease, but make sure if you're running a trial with a group regularly that you don't have more than one person running crushing because it does not stack. That's why we don't put two weapon damage enchants because they don't stack. Okay. Um, you could also run a two-handed sword, two-handed axe, two-handed maul, but the reason you want to be running dual wield at least is because A, it's free weapon damage, B, it's free weapon critical. So by running a two-handed, while you do gain a heal, you are losing out on weapon damage and a whole nother trait that you could be running, like precise or sharpen. Whatever gets in your mind that you absolutely want to run, you're just losing out on a second one. So that's why we run dual wield, and you'll get the same buff that Rally gives you from the weapon power pots that I talked about in my DPSing effectively video series. Okay, so if you didn't watch that, go ahead and watch that if you want. Doesn't matter. Okay, so for magic builds, this is a little more tricky, guys, but there is standard setups to everyone. So first off, we're going to go with Magic Templar. Magic Templar, generally, you're always going to be running swords, okay, on your front damage dealing bar. Now the sets, they can be up to you. If you're running some obscure sets, by all means, use whatever comes to your head. But generally, it's going to be dual Toral's pack swords. And I'm going to say this broadly for all, excluding Magic Nightblade. Okay, so get Magic Nightblade out of your head. If you're running dual swords, use Nirnhund. Okay, it's a lot of extra damage. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't been able to test because my PTS won't download, but I'm pretty sure that in Dark Brotherhood, Nirnhund is still going to be better. But sharpen may be an option, but it's going to a flat value, so that might not be the best. So it's either going to be, in my mind, it's still going to be either Nirnhund, precise, or sharpen. So if you have any of those traits, don't freak out. Or if you're making new swords right now, maybe just keep them at purple. And, maybe just not waste the mats until Dark Brotherhood comes out, or some more tests come out, at least, and I can let you guys know. So for Magic Templar, dual Torog's pack swords, or whatever sets, on your front bar, dual swords, back bar, Destro. Now for swords, enchants, doesn't really matter. It really doesn't, because you should never be light attacking with them. If you absolutely need some extra type of sustain, like I know some Templars do, go ahead and put Return Siphon Magicka or whatever on it, Absorb Magicka on one of your swords, and if you're absolutely running low Magicka, smack that bitch with that sword, and you'll get a little bit of magic back. But all stabs, I think, should be running Poison right now. Again, with stabs, you should be running Nirnhund right now, and like I said, pretty sure Dark Brother's going to be Nirnhund as well, but stabs, you should be running Nirnhund. Okay, let's go into Magic Sorc. Front damage dealing bar is going to be a Destro Staff, Nirnhund, preferably with a Poison enchant. The reason we use Poison, while Fire technically is going to do more damage up front, Poison lasts longer, so it ends up being actually more damage overall because of the internal cooldowns, the way it works. Poison is just it's higher damage, even though you don't have any CP that scales with it. Believe me, I've tested it, it's more damage. Okay, so Magic Sword, front bar, Destro, Nirnhoned, preferably a poison enchant, back bar, dual swords, Nirnhoned. Doesn't matter about the sets. We're not talking about the sets anymore. Dual swords, Nirnhoned. The reason we do this Magic Sorks, that's going to be your overload bar. Overload, the ultimate, will scale with whatever weapons you have in your hand when you press that button. So extra spell damage, extra spell pin, all that is going to be directly influenced into your overload. So that's why we do that, okay? Now for Magic Nightblades, like I said, front Destro, Nirnhoned, poison. That's your main damage dealing bar, okay? Back bar, dual swords. If you're there's big asterisks right here, guys. Pay attention. If you're running Scathing Mage, use precise swords. You just need all the crit you can. Okay. So if you're running Scathing Mage, use precise swords. If you're not running Scathing Mage or never plan to run Scathing Mage, use Nirnhoned. Okay. Now for Magic DK, this is very simple. Double Destro. Okay. One poison, one disease. Or you could do one poison, one flame. I like the disease. I was just playing around with it. It's still good damage. It does quite a good amount of damage, guys. So test it out. But like I said, Nirnhoned, you want to be running poison, disease. The reason specifically Magic DK is the one build that doesn't run swords is because you're not going to have any ability that you can cast that isn't so like okay. All your class abilities, like Molten Whip, Engulfing Flames, all those things benefit weaving way more than they do extra weapon damage or extra or not weapon damage, spell damage. So things like Whip and all that, weaving is going to generate way more damage than having extra spell damage on a Magic DK specifically, because you get a lot of extra damage from weaving because of how much extra damage you do with fire and burning enemies and stuff like that. And you don't like so let's say you have the Magic Templar, okay? The reason the Magic Templar doesn't weave is because they have a long channeled spam, okay? So weaving is really, really inefficient with a Magic Templar specifically. So that's why they go dual swords. That extra spell damage and extra spell pin really, really helps increase their damage. Sorks, like I said, overload bar. That's why you need those swords. Magic Nightblades, they have an execute. Having those dual swords on your execute bar is so much extra damage when you're executing. Guess what? Magic DKs don't have an execute. Okay, and the one execute they did have, you had to be heavy attacking, fully charged heavy. So double Destro is the way to go on a Magic DK. Nirnhoned, one poison, one disease. If you have a Maelstrom staff, use the Maelstrom enchant, obviously. But that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. Maybe give it that good thumbs up. If you have any questions that you want to ask me specifically, I will do my best to get to them. And I probably will, so just give a comment. And hope to see you guys next time, guys. Have a good day.